Bank of Nigeria has released new rules for POS operation and other banking agents in Nigeria. Wait, let me explain. Now, according to the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, these new rules will help Nigerians combat fraud. Now, according to CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, they said that this new rule of operation will help Nigeria fight fraud. Now, remember before now, you hear stories like, oh, they came to rob me with POS. Oh, they stopped me on the way. In fact, those robbers, they had POS. Oh, these police checkpoints that robbed me, they went to POS. So because of that, the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, now said that, fine, we have to create new rules that will stop that kind of fraud, that will stop those police that use POS to extort people, those armed robbers that rob people with POS, all those things, that these new rules now will stop those things. And how did they want to achieve that? Now, let me break it down so that you understand the details. Now, one of the first things in this rule that CBN released is transaction limit. Now, CBN said that POS agents cannot do more than 1.2 million per day. They cannot do more than 1.2 million per day. They put a limit to the transaction that POS agents can do in a day, 1.2 million, nothing more than that. You can do less, but you cannot do more than 1.2 million. Now, another transaction limit is to the customers. You cannot deposit or withdraw more than 100,000 naira a day in POS, which is point of sales. Another transaction limit is that you cannot pay bill more than 100,000 naira in a week. Now, the bills we're talking about, maybe DSTV or buying light or doing any other thing you want to pay, through POS, you cannot do more than 100,000 naira in a week. 100,000 naira limitation per day, as the customer say, won't withdraw or deposit. 100,000 naira bill payment in a week. I hope you understand. Now, they went further to release another guideline on how the POS agents will operate this time around. Apart from the transaction limitation, now there's a rule of operation, how they will operate to help limit fraud. They cannot totally take it away, but they want to limit it. CBN said that every POS agent must only use the account that their bank or the fintech agent give to them. They must not use personal account to do transaction. You cannot use your personal account to do POS business. You must use account dedicated for that POS business. If you use personal account, block. Now, the major POS operational rules there is that POS must be registered in location. No more waka about POS. For example, now, if you operate in Ikeja, one particular spot in Ikeja, or you operate in GSM village or computer village, you see that spots that you operate, they will register your POS in that zone that you operate. Once you carry that POS out of that place to another place, it no go work. So now you cannot carry your POS and say, oh, I work in Ikeja, let me take it to Agege, let me go and do transaction. Oh, or maybe I work in Metama, let me take it to Koboa, go and do transaction. It will not work. The POS will only work in that location that is registered to work. Once you take it out of that location, it will stop work. The reason why they do this is because of armed robbers, so they carry POS, they work out, they do all this operation. Now, lie, it no go work again. I don't know how they plan to achieve that, but that is what CBN said they will do. Now, another operational rules that CBN brought is that instant transaction, stating that if you use POS, that transaction must go instantly. That if the transaction did not go or it failed, that there should be an instant reversal back to your account immediately. For example, sometimes you go do transaction, they say, Oga, you no go, you never receive alert. Oh, they say, you no go, you no come back, or they will tell you wait for 7 days or go to your bank. No, CBN is saying now that once you do that transaction and you receive debit alert, the money must go to the person direct, or they must revert that money to you in less than 5 seconds, at most 1 minute. Failing to do that, say the POS agent don't enter wahala. Now, CBN also said that every transaction receipt must carry the location of the operation. Say once you do POS and they give you the receipts, that receipt must carry the location of that place where you do that transaction. Now, still on that receipt, CBN is saying that the POS agent and the bank, that they must keep receipts for up to 5 years transaction. Maybe later you go there to throw away. Say the agent and the bank, they must keep receipt of transaction for up to 5 years. Say before you go throw that receipt away, maybe after 5 years, say, oh, this is 5 years transaction, you cannot throw it away. But if you never reach 5 years, they don't say 4 years and 9 months or 4 years and 11 months, you go throw away, and CBN now say, bring the transaction receipt. You say, I don't get them, I don't throw away, you don't go jail. Now, moving forward, CBN now created another reporting and penalty portal or process, stating that the POS agent, the bank, must report any fraudulent activity that they notice in their operation. So CBN is saying that the bank and the POS must report monthly. Every month, they must return to CBN and report all their transaction process, any fraudulent activity, everything to CBN, so that CBN will know what is going on. Now, what are they going to report? They will report the transaction, the complaint, and fraud activity they notice to CBN. CBN needs those data for better operational purpose. Now, POS agents cannot close or relocate to another location unless they give 30 days notice. Now, if you operate POS here, you cannot relocate to another place without giving CBN 30 days notice for CBN to prepare you for another location you are going to. And you cannot shut down operation, say, I not do again. No, you have to give CBN notice for 30 days so that they can prepare for your shutting down. Say, I won't close, I not do again. You cannot just wake up to this and not do again. No, CBN must approve it. Do you understand? And CBN is saying that all this thing they are saying now, if you break any of the rules, say they will blacklist you, they will withdraw your license, and you might even go to jail because they will categorize you as somebody who don't commit fraud, which is now criminal offense. Oh, your ear. Now, CBN is saying the reason why they are doing it is because last year alone, 2014 now, more than 22 billion naira has gone through POS as fraud. Say they don't use POS, they fraud 22 billion naira from people, and some attempted ones where they still later recover and all that. So that is why they brought those rules to combat that fraud so that it doesn't continue. Now, you need to understand that CBN is not joking with this. They are ready to implement it and everything follow it to the last detail. So the reason why I took my time to explain this thing to you is that so that you will know what to face. Anyway, I hope you understood